What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we're finally seeing the DOJ drop that hammer down on Shifty Adam Schiff. This is in regards to his mortgage fraud allegation, him falsifying those bank documents in order to receive more favorable loan terms, guys. And I'm excited to get into this one, so we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, top straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
And tonight, an update on an Ingram Angle exclusive, a Trump administration source telling the Angle that a criminal investigation of Adam Schiff is underway, conducted by U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland for possible charges involving mortgage fraud. Now, this follows the story we broke last month when the Federal Housing Finance Agency sent a criminal referral to the DOJ alleging that Schiff, in multiple instances, falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms. In a 2011 affidavit signed by the then California congressman, he certified that a property in Montgomery County, Maryland, is his primary residence. He also owns a condo in Burbank, California, which he's also claimed is his primary residence, and said so in 2023 during his campaign for Senate.
I think just about every member of Congress has a residence in their state and a residence back in D.C. since we're in session much of the week. And people make a family decision where they're going to have their kids. But our principal residence, our primary residence is in California. It always has been and always will be.
Ruh-roh. Well, Senator Schiff has not responded to us about these allegations, but we were able to find a statement that his campaign spokesperson gave to CNN back in 2023. She said that the Burbank condo is his primary residence, but Adams' California and Maryland addresses have been listed as primary residences for loan purposes because they're both occupied throughout the year and to distinguish them from a vacation property. Well, the law does not work that way. Let me just say that, but nice try.
I think they figured out with Letitia James there was an issue, and my guess is someone else figured out it's probably an issue for a lot of members of Congress that they're messing with the mortgage system in declaring primary residences and getting the benefit of lower rates in doing so. According to the press report I just read, I'm going on memory here, so double check it, those of you Googling and such. The allegation is there were at least 5 loans at issue where he may have misstated information. So it's not a gotcha game. And I tell you, under the new standards for Trump, this is much more of a significant issue than anything he was accused of.
Yeah, it's actually
in terms of legality.
Yeah, right. They're not making up a misdemeanor from that expired.
All right, guys, so we're seeing it all being laid out. This is the groundwork. The DOJ is actually picking up this criminal prosecution of Shifty Adam Schiff, and rightfully so. I mean, this guy falsified those mortgage documents in order to receive more favorable loan terms, interest rates. You just cannot do that. This guy is a California senator, but stating that he's got principal residence in Maryland, that the two just don't equate. You can't have 2 different principal residents, whether you're trying to distinguish it from a vacation home or not. That excuse is not going to fly with the Trump administration. I actually have Trump weighing in on Adam Schiff's mortgage fraud allegations, and he says he should be prosecuted.
One more thing on Adam Schiff. Director Pulte reports that Adam Schiff claims he lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, how does a family of 4, you're a developer, a very successful developer, how does a family of 4 live in a 1-bedroom apartment?
Now it looks like Adam Schiff really did a bad thing. They have him. Now, let's see what happens. It's not up to me. It's not up to, I stay out of it purposely. But it's mortgage loan fraud. It's a big deal. He defrauded banks and insurance companies and the federal government. But it's very simple. It's mortgage loan fraud. And you're right. It's a lot of people to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? But he put it down. But he has a lot of other things far worse than that. So, no, Adam Schiff, they have him 100% on mortgage fraud. Now, if it was anybody else in this room except you would have no problem. But anybody else in this room, you'd have a problem. I'd have a problem. I would love to see him brought to justice. I'll tell you what, I think Adam Schiff is one of the lowest of the low. I would love to see him brought to justice. He's a dishonest, crooked guy. I don't know about the individual charge, if that even happens. But Adam Schiff is a serious lowlife.
Guys, and that was President Trump's first-hand reaction to whether or not shifty Adam Schiff should be prosecuted. President Trump calls him the lowest of the lowlifes, and says that ultimately, if it were you or I or anyone in that room, that we would be prosecuted. So we need to see Adam Schiff being brought to justice. I'm right on board with him. I actually found a flashback clip of a little subtle foreshadowing coming from President Donald Trump on the prosecution of Adam Schiff. Check this one out.
And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We called him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And, you know, how we can allow people like that to run in office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt, you know. He was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out, he'd either make a call off the record, this is crooked Adam Schiff, shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference, and he said, now, you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison because of what he's done with Russia. Now, think of that statement on a human basis. I have a son, a young son, who is being told that he's going for prison on something he doesn't even know what they're talking about. He said, Dad, I don't know what's going on. They keep talking about I'm involved with Russia. I don't know anything about Russia, I swear to you, Dad. And yet, Adam Schiff goes out and makes a statement about a hoax that he made up, that he knows is false. How bad a human being do you have to be? They put my son and my family through that kind of trauma. These are bad people. These are sick degenerates.
That was President Donald Trump absolutely going and roasting pencil neck, watermelon head Adam Shifty Schiff. And I felt like that was a little bit of subtle foreshadowing. That's why I brought that clip up to what's going on present day. He's showing us and, you know, kind of illustrating this picture of this is just tip of the iceberg for shifty Adam Schiff with the mortgage fraud charges or prosecution incoming from the DOJ. We could definitely see him being prosecuted for pushing that false narrative of the Russia hoax as well. But President Donald Trump did not stop there. You know, this man is very boisterous. He took the Truth Social and absolutely went in on Adam Schiff, coming after not only him, but his family as well, Don Jr. He said Adam Shifty Schiff is in big trouble. He falsified loan documents. He once said my son would go to prison on a scam that Schiff, along with other crooked Democrats, illegally manufactured in order to stage an actual coup. My son did nothing wrong, knew nothing about the fictional story. It was an American tragedy. Now Shifty Schiff should pay the price of prison for a real crime, not one made up by the corrupt accusers. He then continued in a separate post saying that I've always suspected Shifty Adam Schiff was a scam artist, and now I learned that Fannie Mae's financial crimes divisions have concluded that Adam Schiff has engaged in a sustained pattern of possible mortgage fraud. Adam Schiff said that his primary residence was in Maryland to get a cheaper mortgage and rip off America when he must live in California because he was a congressman from California. Always knew Adam Schiff was a crook. The fraud began with the refinance of his Maryland property on February 6th of 2009 and continued through multiple transactions until the Maryland property was correctly designated as a second home on October 13th of 2020. Okay, so we got 11 years of this string of mortgage fraud from Shifty Adam Schiff. He then continues on saying that mortgage fraud is very serious and crooked Adam Schiff, now a senator, needs to be brought to justice, rightfully so. I mean, come on now, this is the same exact thing. I mean, this is like hand in hand with what we've seen over in New York with that corrupt New York Attorney General Letitia James. I mean, she designated that Virginia property as her primary or principal residence, and she had another one, a Brooklyn property, that she was saying as her primary or principal residence when she has to reside in New York. It's in the law. You have to live in New York if you want to serve as the Attorney General. Same with this Senator Shifty Adam Schiff in California. You can't make this kind of stuff up. Oh, but calling Adam Schiff out was not enough for President Trump. He continued on in a separate post, actually posting the proof of Adam Schiff committing mortgage fraud. Let's see it. It says Adam Schiff is a thief. He should be prosecuted just like they tried to prosecute me and everyone else. The only difference is we were totally innocent and it was all a giant hoax. Now let's take a look. This is an affidavit that was signed by Shifty Adam Schiff and his wife, Eve Schiff. Oh my goodness. And this is on that mortgage where they're listed as their principal residence, and it's right here in black and white. That's the thing about these Democrats. State of Maryland, you can see it's in Howard County. It's all right here in black and white. They're dumb enough to do it and have it documented as well and think that they're going to get away with it because they truly believe they're above the law, but we have to show them that is not the case. And with all the crimes and corruption of Adam Schiff finally being exposed, being brought to light, it's kind of bringing this whole thing together, coming full circle, and I'm realizing why Shifty Adam Schiff was giving Kash Patel such a hard time when he was trying to be confirmed as the FBI director for the Trump administration. Just take a look at the way that Adam Schiff tries to discredit Kash Patel every step of the way and, come after and attack his character.
This is someone we cannot trust. This is someone who lacks the character to do this job, someone who lacks the integrity to do this job. We know that. Our Republican colleagues know that. The only qualification Kash Patel has to be FBI director is that when everyone else in the first Trump administration said, no, I won't do that, that crosses moral, ethical, and legal lines, Kash Patel said, sign me up. In the first Trump administration, as we are seeing in the second, you rise to the level of your sycophancy, and no one is a bigger or more dangerous sycophant than Kash Patel. This political hack does not deserve to be in this building. He can't do the job. He won't protect the public. He will misuse the resources of the Bureau. He will weaponize it against the president's political opponents rather than protecting the safety, the public safety of the American people.
Adam Schiff is the worst criminal in Congress in the last 250 years. And what broke that we're going to talk about right now is Adam Schiff met with a whistleblower. Adam Schiff went to the podium day after day after day saying, I know nothing about this. We're not going to discuss it. We're going to protect it. And then Adam Schiff, led the prosecution of the impeachment trial in the Senate of President Donald Trump. Talk about someone who was conflicted out of the game because he was part of the hoax that brought Charmella in, manufactured that false accusation, and then peddled it out to the world, and he continued, not surprising, he's lied about almost everything in his life, but now he lied just to set up a presidential impeachment, and that's what I was talking about, these disinformation campaigns. And then he should be investigated because he lied to the world about his interactions with Charmella, who is a whistleblower, and I can't stress it enough, that started a presidential impeachment. Now, your history is way better than mine, but I can't remember the last time a president was actually impeached. It's a significant process and escalation, and it's reserved for the time when it actually shows a crime, not when it shows the manufacture of fake information to show a fake crime. The guy that found and manufactured the evidence with Charmella was the prosecutor in the case against the target of the investigation. That is the ultimate, from a prosecutorial standpoint, conflict of interest. But he knew what he was doing, and he thought he would never get exposed. And I think thanks to, I think it was John Solomon and his fantastic reporting, we now see what I've been saying for years, that I thought he met with him for sure, and it will come out, and it now has.
So it's becoming evidently clear why Adam Schiff did not want Kash Patel anywhere near that seat of FBI director. Kash Patel has been calling for investigation and prosecution of Adam Schiff for quite some time, even before he was announced as the FBI director in the Trump administration. But even after so, we've seen that during the confirmation hearings. Look at Adam Schiff attempting to grill Kash Patel and then getting shut down miserably. I mean, absolutely embarrassed in front of everyone.
I want you to turn around. There are Capitol Police officers behind you. They're guarding us. Take a look at them right now. Turn around.
I'm looking at you. You're talking to me.
No, look at them. I want you to look at them if you can, if you have the courage to look them in the eye, Mr. Patel, and tell them you're proud of what you did. Tell them you're proud that you raised money off of people that assaulted their colleagues, that pepper sprayed them, that beat them with poles. Tell them you're proud of what you did, Mr. Patel. They're right there. They're guarding you today. Tell them how proud you are.
That's an abject lie, and you know it. I've never, ever accepted violence against law enforcement. I've worked with these men and women, as you know,
you glorified it in song,
and I did not make a single dime out of it.
In song. Well, let me.
How about you ask them if I have their backs, and let's see about that answer.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Patel. Let me ask you this. If an FBI director promoted a song of people who sprayed pepper spray in the face of an FBI agent, would you say they were fit to be director?
Mr. Schiff?
Yes or no? Would they be fit to be director?
I am fit to be the director of the FBI.
If you were the FBI director and you promoted a song with someone who beat an FBI agent with a pole, would you say you were fit to be FBI director?
Mr. Schiff, I am fit to be FBI director based on my 16 years in government service.
And yet you did all these things, Mr. Patel. You can say, oh, I support law enforcement. I decry violence against law enforcement. You could say all that. It's what you did, Mr. Patel, that matters. It's what you did that matters.
At this point, I think President Trump calling Shifty Adam Schiff a serious lowlife is an understatement. Also got a clip of Stephen Miller absolutely hitting it on the head, hitting the nail right on the head when it comes to describing Shifty Adam Schiff and who he truly is.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. This is, it really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against.
Leader of a dethroned movement. Called this guy a stone cold, hopeless loser, and I think that's even putting it a little light. And of course, this breaking news has the internet buzzing, total frenzy. There's lots of talks around town, and I want to check in with what folks are saying, the users weighing in on X. We got Chicago One Ray tweeting out saying, in case you forgot, Adam Schiff and Letitia James are facing up to 30 years in prison and millions of dollars in fines for mortgage fraud. Back to you. And I mean, you can't even be upset about this. These folks literally walked themselves into it. This is their own trap. No one had to do anything. They set themselves up for it. And I believe this happened because they truly didn't think they were above the law. Underneath the Biden administration, it was supposed to be, in their eyes, the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. administration. They thought they were going to be able to continue to get away with this and come after Donald Trump, charge him for these trumped up charges, but yet they're getting away with actual crime. No, no, no. This did not go your way, and President Trump is the leader of our nation. And we got Gunther Eagleman coming to the chat saying, "Dear Adam Schiff, TikTok, you lying son of a gun. You got caught, signed real Americans, and real Americans deserve to see this guy being brought to justice." I mean, just think about it. If this were you or I, this wouldn't even be a question. I'm gonna just say it right, it wouldn't even be a question. They were gonna slap the cuffs on us. We were getting prosecuted. Not a doubt in my mind. You just cannot make this kind of stuff up. Then we got our friend Giordano Bruno coming to the chat saying, "Dear Pam Bondi, will mortgage fraudsters like Adam Schiff and Letitia James be criminally charged?" Well, I mean, shifty Adam Schiff doesn't have much longer. The DOJ has picked up the prosecution investigation from the housing director, Bill Pulte, but I can't speak to Letitia James. I'm not sure what they're doing, if they're waiting to get her on a more severe charge, if they got something else going on behind the scenes as far as an investigation, but it just seems like they may actually let Letitia James off the hook, and I hope that is not the case. We deserve, us Americans deserve to see all these fraudsters being brought to justice. They can't get away with this. And we got our friend Nick Sorter coming at us with a reminder that Adam Schiff was only pardoned for J6 committee related offenses. Uh-oh. Sounds like this guy is going down. He's going down big time. He was not pardoned for the Russia hoax, not the election interference, nothing else. Add mortgage fraud to that list as well. This guy is going down. Nick then continues on saying that Cash is going to take this criminal down. You just watch. The hammer of justice is coming. Pencil neck shift. Oh my God. I've never seen anyone with a neck that skinny. What's going on there? I really just don't know. And then lastly, we've got our friend Chicago One Ray tweet now a message for the DOJ saying today's a good day for the Justice Department to finally hand down indictments on Adam Schiff and Letitia James for mortgage fraud. I mean, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, get it done. I mean, we're waiting. The people have been waiting for this moment. I don't know how long. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. I told you this was a big story. Breaking news headline for Adam Schiff. Originally, we just seen Housing Director Bill Pulte with the recommendation, a criminal referral to the DOJ. It was up in the air on whether or not they were going to pick up this case. We're seeing now that the DOJ, the Justice Department, is not messing around with shifty Adam Schiff. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cash Patel, kick butt Cash Patel, getting involved in this prosecution as well. The way that Adam Schiff tried to get in the way of his confirmation, he did not want him to sit in that seat as Trump's FBI director. But guess what? He is there, and this guy is in action. He's not going to mess around. I can say right now, Cash Patel is not one to sit on his hands and wait for someone else to do his work. He's going to hop straight in there and do it himself, take charge of the situation. I'm excited to see where this whole thing progresses. I'll definitely be covering any updates that come right here with your boy RetroStef, guys. But definitely hop in that comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We got